Dude, I am living the dream right now. We got some bangers today. We got Zabel. We're having a good day.
Let me just get my headset on there. There we go. We're good. Now we're cooking with peanut oil.
It has
Let's
been
go.
cooked.
The
Peanuts,
quiet
sunflowers, corn, soy, everything.
there would it would truly not be the start of a stream if there were not audio issues. Kazuto, you are correct. But we're here, we're good to go, and this is the first week of cross-conference matches, so pretty exciting. We had Sentinels versus Air on Thursday night, if you caught that one, and that was a pretty banner of a series. Ended up going 1-1. Air picking up their first win with their new roster, switching some rules up, and Sentinels coming out pretty hot, looking pretty good, looking like they're trying to prove some people wrong this season. So you love to see that. But today we have Brambleback versus Mountain, a pretty intense matchup. Both teams sitting at 3-1 right now. So honestly, pretty close to the top of the standings for both of these teams, and I'm excited to see these two titans of their respective conferences go at it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. I like part of me wanted to play some stonk bets on this game, but I was
Yeah,
like, you know what? There's actually a decent chance that this is not a decisive series. Like I think it could really swing either way. I mean, we got three of the five season six finalists here on Bramble, but
that's
they
true.
got a new bot lane. But honestly, I've been really impressed with Mountain. We Gromp like had some scrims with Mountain before the season started. And the first couple games are looking a bit shaky, but they started moving some people around, and then like they started looking a lot better. And it's just been getting better since through weeks 1 and 2. So
Yeah,
I'm hyped.
I am hyped as well. It looks super good. Very, very excited to see these guys go at it today. Honestly, yeah, what you said about Mountain is accurate. They don't have really like a lot of like standout names that you would typically think like, oh, like a shoe or a pickle popper or et cetera. They're
Or
gonna pop off
Zabel.
and carry, or a Sable if you're in that camp that Sable doesn't suck. But we see like a pretty balanced roster coming out of Mountain, all kind of around the same elo, like that gold one ish elo. Um, Pretty balanced, and honestly, they are making it work through their teamwork and their really good shot calling. While Bramble, on the other hand, has a lot of guys who've played together already. Like you said, three of the last season finalists on that team still, and looking incredibly strong. I'm excited to see these kind of two styles clashing, and we'll see who can take this
Yeah,
one
we've
today.
we've seen the Bramble folks mix it up a little bit. Well, actually, I don't know how much mixing there was, but I'm gonna say there was some mixing for the sake of the talking point.
Yeah,
Um, Honestly, yeah, I'm kind of still kind of intrigued, still kind of curious to see where Bramble's going. Like if they have a cookie cutter game plan,
yeah.
as was rather predictable last season. Um, yes, Jay Herbo says there's the Herbo gap, so there might be a Herbo gap today. We'll
Herbo
see.
Gap.
Who knows?
That's
Have
hilarious.
high hopes for Knifeu, Cat, and Cop down there in the bot lane.
Yeah, one of the matchups I was actually taking a look at here was that top lane matchup. I think Delta Centauria showed that he was just an absolute pop-off performer in a lot of their series, and he was making it look good. Their stats pretty similar though. Delta doing a lot more of the team's damage and farming a little bit better, but other than that, they're looking pretty much on par with each
Yeah,
other as far
actually,
as
this
skill.
matchup is the one I am most like. I don't know if you'd say concerned about, but I think there could definitely be a big swing here.
Oh yeah,
We know that Nulark loves to duke it out, but I think Delta can go toe to toe with him. Delta Centauria's CS diff. Did you see that? That is nuts.
yeah, pretty nutty. Not gonna lie, looking pretty good. Get some resizing there for you. A little bit of a jumbled overlay right now, but that's fine. We can see that. We can see the bands. Wouldn't be a Rec League stream without some small technical
Yes.
difficulties going, but we see immediately the Camille and the Galio taken away by Brambleback, and Mountain responding by banning the Vayne and the Jarvan. So they don't want to see Jay Herber's Vayne. Obviously, Quicksilver Sasha, a known Jarvan player, so taking that one away is always smart. Meanwhile, trying to take some flex picks away with the Galio, a strong top laner in the Camille, and now the Samira coming out as a ban. I know Knifeu has been spamming some games on that one. I'm Whoosh. Thank you for the follow, buddy. Welcome to
Thanks.
the Rec
Thank
League.
you. Did we thank Pickle Popper for his bits? I forgot.
We did now. Thank you, Pickle
All
Popper, for
right,
the
Pickle
bits.
Popper. Thank you so much for the bits. We love the biddies.
We love the biddies here in the Rec League.
We're seeing, I love it. They banned Caitlyn and Vayne.
Yeah,
Balanced
smart
as all
bans.
things should be. Only mid-range ADCs this game.
Yeah, so Bramble going to go ahead and insta-lock that Shen pick. That's been something that Nollark's been performing on in the top lane. pretty much since he's been in the Rec League, been a solid pick for him, and honestly gives Bramble so many options with that extra protection you have from that Shen ultimate to kind of be able to be all over the map. And we'll see what Mountain responds with. They could just pick their top laner now because it's seen, but they do pick the Nocturne, a good answer to the Shen ultimate.
And I mean, I'm always a fan of that one.
Oh yeah.
I think this is like the first game in so long that there hasn't been a top lane ban against Bramble in like phase 1, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm seeing the Senna come through.
Yeah, such a strong pick right now in the Rec League. We've seen so much Senna, usually to success as well. It's just such a strong champion right now. It gives you a lot of utility and safety in the lane, as well as the infinite scaling with those souls that she can stack up with her passive. So we'll see what Bramble opt to respond with if they choose to go for an AD carry pick in the bottom lane or try to maybe save the one for later. Do lock in the Zyra. You got to assume that's going support.
Well, that's what you think.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know.
Could go anywhere, right? I assume it's support.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Sasha's a fan of some weird stuff out there in the jungle, so
That's true.
put it faster.
And the Vygar, however, will he do it? One of Pickle Popper's most notorious champions is that
gotta do
Vygar, but no, the Hecarim will be locked in. Such a strong jungler right now. I've been personally loving that champion. So strong right now in the current meta and gives you so many options, especially with the Shen on top of that, to give you that kind of guaranteed engage with the double backline dive. That's a lot of backline threat coming out from Brambleback now with the Zyra to be able to kind of peel away the front line of Mountain when they try to go in with all the CC that she offers, and the Morgana is going to be locked. Possibly for Timberland in the mid lane, could go bot lane for Cop as well, so that's a nice flex pick.
Definitely a flexer there.
Burn the Heretic 7. What ELO range is this league? It's a G1 average, anywhere from Silver 3 to Diamond 1 or Diamond 3, I believe, can play in the league. So a pretty broad range, but you have to have your team balanced around the Gold 1 average. There are point values assigned to every ELO, and that's how we make the Rec League balanced and how we do such great things here on our Sunday streams. And that will be the Ezreal taken away by Mountain, really hard focusing J Herbo's AD carry pool. We're going to see what's going to be left by the time he gets to pick a champion. But there are a lot of options in the AD carry role. That is something that's nice. You can't ban them all. And the set taken away from Mountain by Brambleback. That is a top laner that actually is very good into the Shen. So nice heads up ban by Bramble. And the Vygar ban by Mountain coming through for their 5th one. Going to take that away from Pickle Popper.
I'm telling you, that hover was a bait. Actually, it might not have been. I would have liked to have seen Pickle Popper on the Vygar, but I'd like to see him on something he can flex on, and not just flex on his opponent with.
Yeah, you're probably one of the few ones that like seeing Pickle Popper on that Vygar, usually to the chagrin of his opponents. That champion is so frustrating to play against, and the Sylas now taken away from Mountain by Brambleback. Could have been a mid lane pick, even a top lane pick. It's actually pretty strong into the Shen, so you can immediately respond with his own ultimate to wherever he ends up going. And the Nautilus hover there tells me that might be a Morgana mid lane. The damage profile looking pretty suspect now for Mountain with this lock-in.
Yeah, I'm still hoping that this is like more jungle Nocturne mid, but we'll see. I think it's pretty unlikely, but we can hope.
Especially for a player like Timberland, right? Not really a super aggro player. Likes to play those safe kind of like enchanter mage type laners who don't have to interact with the enemy a lot, and I'm assuming that's how he's going to try to play against Pickle Popper. Is one of the stronger mid laners in our league. Yeah,
I mean we saw like Timmy was able to parry Kazuto a bit with these enchanters, and Kazuto definitely a formidable opponent.
Yeah,
we'll see if Timmy's up for the task against Pickle Popper.
Yeah, and that will be the Vladimir locked in for Pickle Popper in the mid lane. So a strong AP scaling pick coming through the mid lane for Brambleback. Not the worst into Morgana. You can pull that snare, kind of get on top of her. There's not much she can do to you after you get on top of her if that binding does not land. So going to be a tough lane for Timberland, all things considered. And the Tristana now locked in for J Herbo in the bot lane, taking that into the Senna Nautilus.
Dude, we got Vladimir. This is exciting.
Yeah, not a champion we see too often.
Vlad.
Yeah, most of the time when someone actually does play that champion, i.e. Shu or Kazuto, it does get banned out against them, and that's the Fiora. Valab, that's the Rec League Fiora. That's the NA Fiora. Is that a cursed pick in the Rec League?
Nah, I think Delta's gonna do it. Delta's gonna do it. He's breaking the curse.
He's a strong player for sure, but there's a lot, riding on this game. You got to get some redemption for Colonel Paco from that few weeks ago performance. So we'll see if Delta Centauria can redeem this champion here in the Rec League and pull it out.
Man's had a 51 CSD. I got faith in him. Like, if he wants to play anything, I'm with it. You keep putting up those numbers, you got my vote. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. We'll see what he can do. I mean, the engage options from both sides looking pretty strong right now. Um, the scaling advantage definitely goes the way of Brambleback having that Vladimir, Shen, Hecarim. Tristana doesn't scale quite as well as the Senna, but it's just one of those things. We'll see if the, if the Fiora can get ahead and actually end up carrying this lane through the split push pressure she does provide. That's going to be something that's going to be a win con for Mountain for sure.
Yeah, I think Brambleback's team fight looks very, I think much easier to execute. But I don't know. My concerns are that like, actually maybe it's not a big concern. They're a bit like Mountain's a bit lacking on like the beefiness, but if they just dive or like split and just pick people off and don't take like full on 5-on-5s, like they'll definitely be okay. Maybe even in 5v5s they would be okay. It could be hard if they're getting engaged upon though. Timmy might have to be a bit quick with those black shields. But it can be so scary. Like there's so much AoE here for the Bramble folks. You got like Zyra Vlad, and then you just throw the Hecarim Fear on top of it. Like, oh boy, look out.
It does get pretty tough with that Hecarim Fear. It's such an annoying thing to get hit by. Just don't have control of your champion anymore, and it's just that engage is so strong with the Shen ult either onto the Vladimir when he's engaging or onto the Hecarim when he's engaging. That's just such a strong and terrifying engage for the side of Mountain to have to deal with. Fortunately, they have a Morgana who can kind of mitigate a lot of
Yeah.
that. Um, the Nautilus, obviously, with all the CC that he does offer, can mitigate some of that engage as well. And then, the sustain you have coming through from the Senna, if you don't burst them down immediately, they're going to have a long, drawn-out team fight. I think the team with the Senna ends up winning that. But we'll see if, obviously, if the game is snowballed one way or the other, it'll be a little bit more challenging for either team to execute the way they want to. And in the Rec League, teams executing the way they want to doesn't always happen exactly how you think it will. Because there's a lot of other hidden variables and factors and stuff. You got people that are one tricks on certain champions. Obviously the elo disparities and etc. But that's what makes this league fun.
Yeah, I'm actually I actually really, the more I think about it, I really like this Vlad pick here. I think it's going to be very difficult for Mountain to punish this Vlad, especially with the Morgana. It's definitely possible, but I think it's difficult.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Morgana pick, and additionally, with that being the only AP damage that they have on their team, that's not a lot of threat. Since her
Right.
abilities are very telegraphed, and you have to land like a combo to be able to do any sort of significant damage. You can't just hit one of your abilities. You have to hit that combo with the binding and the tormented soil. So it gets pretty tough for them to actually deal magic damage to Brambleback, which means the Shen and the Hecarim can just itemize armor and not really be under a super huge threat. Um,
This Vlad is going to be so slippery.
yeah, he's going to
I'm,
be
I'm getting
very hard to lock
concerned. I,
down.
I think like this for Mountain, I think this game hinges upon the top lane.
Mm.
Um, if Delta can start building up that snowball and get it rolling, like they'll have a chance. But I think the more equal the two teams are, the longer the game goes, the more favors Bramble.
Oh yeah, I can definitely vibe with that. Bramble does have that scaling with the Vladimir and the magic damage that comes through from him, as well as the heavy physical damage they can get from the horse and the tiny Yordle down in the bottom lane. And we'll see what they can do. I'm interested to see what their level 1 plans are going to be. We've seen some invades, we've seen some fan outs. I wonder what these guys are going to choose to do here. As we get into the loading screen, we see some pretty cool skins. We got the Conqueror Nautilus on Cop,
We do. And we got
Psyops
the
Shen.
border.
Oh, the
Yeah.
border too. So Cop really flexing on him here with this RP.
Yeah. I think Mountain's definitely got to go for an invade here. You got Morgana and Nautilus, like CC for days, yo. Get in there.
Yeah, you're not going to not invade with a Morgana Nautilus. That's just not what you do. You invade. There's no
Yeah, we
other
invade
option.
those 100%.
We invade those. Yes, we'll
We
see.
are almost onto the rift,
Almost
hitting
onto the rift.
100%.
And we'll see what they do. We'll see if they go for an invade. And something I love to invade on is a champion that doesn't have flash like that Hakarim in the jungle for Sasha, not taking the flash, which is good on Hakarim, but it really can make it tough when you get caught out early on.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised to see the Predator on Heck. Hasn't been entirely too meta recently, but I like it. It's different.
Yeah, I like to see that too. I mean, they did change Predator to make it a little bit different as we finally load into the Rift here. Let's go.
We're going.
But yeah, I mean, typically when you have that Hecker and when you're on a team where you're like the one of two tanks on your team, you like to see that Conqueror into the Cinderhawk Blue Smite build is very, very effective. And the Predator makes it so that I'm kind of thinking she might go for the Warrior build.
Ooh. That big true. Big true.
Latin Buddha stepping out. Unfortunately, nobody else really around
Yeah.
with the Nautilus. Couldn't go for that hook. There's no response there. Bramble going for a little cheeky check on that pixel brush, but Mountain ready for him. Fanned
Lots
out.
of cheeks.
Not letting any funny business happen here.
Many cheeks.
Yeah, that's what you're going to want. You're going to want your cheek count to be high as Sasha walks over to the blue buff here with Nallark, looking like she might want to start on that.
You might just be snooping it out just to make sure that nobody invaded the blue side. Because they 5-stacked the red jungle, so they had no vision of what was going on in their blue. But I think she is just going to start up here.
Based on where she's sitting, she might actually even go for Nocturne's Raptors at the start here.
Yeah.
But no, it looks like she's opting to go back for that blue buff.
Big value on that ward. Top river.
Yeah. Yeah, they got one in each pixel, so Mountain was ready for him. They sussed out the invade or the shenanigans level 1 that Bramble was trying to pull off. The cheeks, yes. You want to suss out all of the cheeks. As we take a look at this bot lane, it looks like Bramble actually trying to get an early shove here to push that level 2.
And that was a very long leash here by Mountain.
Yeah, that was an incredibly
You
long
end up
leash.
missing one minion even while J Herbo was hard pushing that lane.
Yeah, so we'll be at an XP disadvantage here for a brief moment in time, then that will give the bottom lane of Brambleback a window where they can try to abuse the level disparity in that bottom lane. But with the lane so pushed into tower here in the bot lane for Brambleback, I don't think there's that much they're going to actually be able to do with that level advantage.
So I think what they're doing is that Sasha's going to level 3 gank bot after red, so they're trying to bounce it on the cannon wave to set it up for the gank. That's my impression.
And Nallark going in on Delta, getting a pretty good trade. Delta trying to trade back, but it's going to lose about half of his HP from that single taunt and a few auto attacks from the Shen. So already the Shen looking pretty good. A vital proc by Delta rather, another one. Trading back some good damage, but has to be pretty careful now. Delta's sitting on about 30% HP. One more taunt might be the end of his life.
Yeah, Nallark definitely holding his own up there. That was sick. We're seeing both junglers starting up their 5th camp each.
That is that taunt landing. We'll pop the Spirit's Refuge to deny any auto attack response from the Fiora. Fiora proccing another Vital, so that's actually doing a significant amount of damage to Nallark, who's now burning through his only potion. Delta having used his a small bit ago, and now Nocturne headed up to the top lane river, going to look to take this Scuttle Crab and then maybe path towards top lane. There's no vision for Nallark, so that could be an effective gank as Timberland getting jumped on by Pickle Popper in the mid lane. Going to be a better trade actually for Timberland.
And it's top lane time.
It is top lane time. Delta dangerously low. Nocturne on his way in. Should be able to get in here. Shen already burning the taunt. Probably going to get the kill anyway, though. Is the Fear going to go down? Does get the kill. And now Flash is still available, but Dutch Clutch able to answer with a kill of his own. Delta having died when the Flash went off because the auto attack animation was already in the air. So that's a pretty feels bad, man, if you're the
Yeah,
Fiora.
very greedy holding that Flash for so long.
Oh, I thought Pickle Popper was thinking about a dive there. Honestly, I think he could have done it with the pool and Flash available, but opts not to.
No reason to... Oh, wow. And I just realized Timmy's taking Ignite here. He's about to lose a lot. Thankfully, there is a cannon here to soak up a couple turret shots, but Timmy is now at a massive experience disadvantage.
Oh, yeah, you can see that
lane.
CS already building.
Yep.
Pickle Popper about double to CS right now as the root lands in the bottom lane. The hook going to go wide, but a double root going down from the Senna onto J Herbo and Latin Buddha. Actually, J Herbo is jumping in straight on a knife. Gets a few auto attacks down. The bomb is on him. The Ignite down onto Cop and on the J Herbo. Both just going to walk it out. Cop getting dangerously low. The root going to land there. Not much follow-up, but then Knifeu Cat rooted and has to burn the heal to get out. Flash still available for both bot laners. Hecarim coming up for the top lane now. There is no flash on Delta Centauria. Gonna end up falling here. Kill, let's see who gets it. Nullark takes the kill
Null
now,
Arc
2 and
Smash.
1.
Null Arc Smash. We do see the Ocean Dragon spawning now. Gotta wonder if Dutch Clutch is gonna start it up. They did see Hecarim topside. Is he gonna gank bot lane? What's he gonna be, homie?
Yeah, Dutch
Alright,
Clutch.
it's gonna be the level 4 Gromp.
Level 4 Gromp. Gonna go ahead and take it. Nocturne on the Gromp as well. As these trades in the bot lane for Mountain are going pretty poorly. The sustain from the center just not coming through yet. And these Zyber roots are just incredibly oppressive.
Yeah, they are just dishing out the damage onto this Senna Nautilus in the bot lane. I'm like very surprised that the Mountain bot lane didn't die actually, because there's just so much being thrown at them down
Yeah,
there.
it looked pretty close, but they had that heal to get him out. Gonna barely miss that root there from Latin Buddha onto Knifeu Cat, as the junglers look like they're just trying to hard farm towards 6 now.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty content. We did see Dutch Clutch pick up a kill at top lane, and Sasha countering that with one of her own.
Yeah, Jeherbo actually haven't used the rocket jump to get out there. Did get hit by that root from Knifeu Cat, so didn't want any follow-up coming in from Cop. Wisely jumps out before any CC could come through, and Cop and Knifeu Cat sustained back to about full HP now as Bramble resets.
Yeah, I'm starting to get worried about this mid lane situation. This is
Yeah, the CS is just not there for Timberland. Taking that Ignite really did set him back a decent margin. Not much you really want to be able to do with the Ignite against the Vladimir. You'd think because he heals, you're going to want that Ignite just to cancel the healing. As Quicksilver Sasha jumping under the Dutch Clutch, gets a spell shield down, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Flashes out, but the ultimate goes through. The fear onto both members as Dutch Clutch ends up making it out. Camera panned me to top lane because they were fighting, but it knew the Nocturne was going to be safe, I guess.
It knew. Like, that was insane. I was like, oh man, Dutch is definitely dead.
Yeah, their
Knockdown.
fears went on at the same time, and they both ran in opposite directions, but slowly. So it ended up working out as we see a root going down on a Cop here. Not much follow-up. Latin Buddha getting slowed. Sasha in the jungle here has that Ghost. Not quite available yet. If the Binding lands, the Binding does land, but there's not much follow-up here coming through. Cop, Timberland actually will take it with some follow-up damage that went through, and now he's under the tower. Probably going to end up falling here to Pickle Popper. Gets the Ignited in the ult actually, and no! The Shadow Ultimate coming through, but I think that last tower shot's going to do it. Pickle Popper will fall, and that'll be a kill to Tristana, but as well as a kill to Timberland.
That was nuts. That was nuts. That was a really nice job by Timmy hanging on there, to be able to keep Pickle Popper under turret long
Yeah,
enough.
I don't know how he lived with 10 HP for that long. Like, did Vladimir maybe canceled some auto attacks or something? I'm not really sure what was going on, but ends up trading the kill. Now sitting on 2 and 1 on this Morgana, and we were worried about this mid lane, but he's brought back the gold to relatively even if we take a look here. Oh yeah, Sasha just absolutely baited out here. Gets the smite down, but the fear is going to go through, and one more auto attack with the ultimate proc from Fiora will do it, and Delta now picking up a kill for himself. Going to be a little more formidable in this top lane as Nocturne looks to maybe take the blue buff and get that level 6.
Yeah, it looked like there might have been some hesitation there. I think Dutch Clutch might have wanted to start up the Herald, but he's like, oh, you know what, we'll take the free blue. Although, we actually did see Cop steal away the red side's blue buff with a hook from Sasha.
Yeah, so Sasha getting denied for both of the blue buffs she was trying to go for. Sitting on 0-2 in this Hecarim now. Not a great look for the Hecarim with some good early pressure. I mean, 3 assists isn't anything to, cry about, but gonna have to start making these ganks work a little bit better.
Just make them work better, he says.
Just make them work better. That's all you can really ask for out of your junglers, to make the ganks work.
And we're seeing now, we're hitting the 9-minute mark, and Ocean Dragon's still on the board. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I thought
who is playing today?
I thought Brambleback had that sick objective control at all times, but they're just opting to not go for these dragons, though they've had bot lane priority for almost the entire game, and mid lane priority too. So I'm not sure why this dragon hasn't been taken by Sasha yet. It looks like she might be making her way there now, but it could be on Dragon 2 almost now, but opted to not go for it, and no, she is actually going for an invade instead.
Yeah, she's snooping around in blue side jungle here.
Root gonna land onto Knifeu Cat. Does get ignited, but Not a lot of follow-up, so maybe kind of a wasted Ignite there from Latin Buddha. Didn't have that level 6 yet, and the Nautilus now pinning level 7 as Dutch
Dutch
Clutch.
Clutch, you good?
I do not think Dutch Clutch is good. The Fear should be able to go through in the exact same situation we saw last time, in the
Dutch
exact
Clutch is
same
good.
spot. Gonna simultaneously Fear and get out. That Nocturne is slippery. Maybe thinking about going back in with this ultimate here for the Nocturne. We'll see if he opts to do that. Take a vision toggle here quick. Brambleback has no idea that they're on the Dragon Pit right now. They're just blind in this river. And they're still not starting it, so... A binding gonna land from Timberland. Delta, I mean Dutch Clutch rather, in a terrible spot. That positioning just not quite good enough, but gonna end up living for the Vladimir damage. Thanks to the nice Senna ultimate. And Dutch Clutch should be saying thank you to Knifer Cat in the bottom lane for saving his life.
Yeah, definitely a lot of thanks going around here for the Mountain squad. But we are seeing the Dragon start up at 1040. That'll be a very quick ocean over to the Bramble squad. All things considered, though, like, while there was a major gap, you might have said, early on in the mid lane, teams aren't too far apart. Just 600 gold lead separates Bramble from Mountain.
Yeah, and a lot of that is in the top lane, about 300 gold lead on Nollark for that Shen. The mid lane is about even right now with only about 100 gold separating the two players, as Delta and Nollark looking to get into a bit of a scuffle here in the top lane. The flash is available for Shen, but Nocturne might be coming in with the ultimate. Looks like he is. The flash available is going to make it out under the tower with that flash. So ultimate for flash in the top lane, and that's a trade you're going to take as a jungler every time.
Yeah, and really good patience there from Nollark to wait to flash. So that you don't bring the Nocturne with you.
Yeah. So far, the Fiora not looking like the stereotypical Rec League Fiora. Missing a little bit of CS. Does get taunted there in the minion wave, but that's a trade that I don't think Nollark's going to want to take with those 600 minions shooting him in the face.
Yeah, there's a lot of shooting going on. A lot of facial shooting.
Yeah, that's not what you're going to want.
Nollark stopping Delta Satoria's back.
Oh, the Vital just
But
barely missing.
at the price of letting the wave crash.
Yeah, so if you're Mountain right now, what are you thinking of this game state? How are you feeling? How comfortable are you with the way the game's going so far?
I'm not happy, but I'm not totally sad. I'm very concerned about Vladimir again. I'm also slightly concerned that we may, you know, as Cranny Cakes is pointing out, we may have some Rec League Fiora in brewing. Some Rec League Fiora might be brewing here. Nollark able to just, you know, quietly build a slight lead up top. Can definitely be difficult for Fiora to play from behind, but at the same time, like, Fiora is still keeping up, right? So she's still scaling. I am concerned about like the gold allocation though. We got a lot of gold on Vlad and Trist.
That's exactly where they want it.
People, especially with the team comp that Mountain has, right? They don't have a ton of dive. Well, I guess they do have dive with like Nocturne Theo, but I think it's going to be really hard to get onto him.
We see the fight here in the top lane. We'll see if she can proc those vitals. Heck Arm coming in though. Fiora might just have to flash out. It might be a little too late though. Does get the flash, and the Shen ultimate coming through onto Hecarim. I guess that a little bit of miscommunication there. They wanted to continue the dive, but they were not on the same page, and now Nocturne going on the Vladimir. The Fear's still going to proc. No, the flash goes through. Flash is after. I'm not sure that's the one he wanted. Shen ultimate comes through, and that's a lot of damage. Morgana coming in, but not able to land the binding. Has the ultimate on the 2 right now. We'll see if she can get that extra proc off. The Ignite down onto Pickle Popper. Don't know if it's going to be enough. The binding did miss earlier, so landing then again onto Nollark, but not enough, and still in auto tech range. Timberling going to fall, so a bit of a wonky set of misplays here coming out from Mountain Drake, and we'll see if they can make this fight work in the bot lane. They got the damage down. Zyra ultimate procced, but there's nothing there. The TP coming through from blue side onto the bot lane, but I'm not sure what Shen's going to do here.
You know, I'm also not sure Zabel. Yeah, but kind of looking back at the top fight, that was a really well-timed flash by Pickle Popper to be able to outrange the Nocturne Fear. It looked like there may have been some miscommunication on the Mountain side, because it looked like they were just going in one after the other. And And you know, going in one by one into 3 people, not ideal. I think in like any circumstance. Um, so yeah, unfortunately, Mountain was not able to pick up any kills up top,
Yeah, and
and
I mean,
they end up giving over 2 kills.
I think there's something to say here about the lack of aggression from Mountain. There was a moment about a couple minutes ago in the bottom lane. I'm not sure if you noticed it, where the Zyra was recalling in that bot lane side bush, flashless. So if they're timing those flashes, they know she doesn't have flash. They know
Sasha's
she's
going bot.
alone. Sasha going bot lane. Cop just gonna end up falling here, sacrificing his life for Naifukat to make it out. But you know, as I was saying, they just kind of walked at him in that bot lane bush. If they're timing the flash, they know that's not up, and Cop did have his flash and ultimate available. I think the flash hook would have guaranteed a free kill for Naifukat in the bottom lane, but they opted not to go for it. So that's kind of something we're seeing from Mountain right now. It's maybe some hesitation on going for these
Yep.
plays.
Yeah, I think they're definitely playing a bit timidly. I don't entirely blame them for it because like Jay Herbo is he is quite a heavy player, right? He is a rather thick boy, rocking quite a few elo points there, but you can't be scared. You just got to go for it.
Absolutely, and we see
Sasha's
another
going for it.
fight of the junglers. Sasha is going for it. Timberland opting to not throw the binding out while the fear was present, and now Jay Herbo flashing in to get some auto attacks down. Going to take a tower shot for his troubles, and Dutch Clutch just going to end up leaving there with a tiny bit of HP, but that should guarantee them priority in this Infernal Drake.
Yeah, very surprised there. I wonder if it's maybe like they don't want to take the fight, or it's just you know, miscommunication, or maybe lack of communication for like layering the CC.
And we see the top laners going at it yet again. That flash not quite available for Nollark. Fiora doesn't quite proc all the vitals to get that ultimate off, and now Nollark's flash coming up here shortly. You have to think that's going to spell maybe the demise of Delta if he can't get under this tower. Does end up getting under the tower. The flash not going to come through to finish that kill off for Nollark. He's going to play it safe. Doesn't want to give over that shutdown gold to Delta Centauria.
We've seen this so many times. The Mountain folks just managing to live with so little health over and over. I love it. But
is it the Mountain Shield that they get?
Yeah, maybe it is.
Ooh, Naifukat getting jumped on by Pickle Popper. The root going to go through. Going to be good to save him from the bulk of that damage, and going to live again.
Going to get out with 15% health yet again.
Barely any HP, but I mean, the trades going that way still bode well for Brambleback, knowing they can really stick it to Mountain here and that they can't really fight back. That's what we're seeing, is a lot of hesitation for Mountain to kind of answer back with these plays.
Yeah, and you know how I was talking about like when it was 4-4 and there was a 600 gold diff? Yeah, that 600 is now 3k.
Ooh, Delta again in the top lane, caught out. Gonna get flashed on by the Shen, but finished off at the end by Quicksilver Sasha. As we see Nocturne going in yet again on the Vladimir. The pool gonna come through, but the fear goes through despite the pool. And we'll see if Dutch Clutch can actually finish this kill off. Binding and Snare gonna miss as the kill picked up by the Senna ultimate onto the Vladimir, and that will be some extra gold in the pockets of Naifukat, while Brambleback take the neutral objective in the Rift Tower.
I mean, honestly, like, I think for Mountain, I'm more than happy to make that trade. Herald's going anyway, and like at 18 minutes, it's like, whatever. If you want a Herald, you can have it. Being able to get Pickle off the map for a bit, definitely helpful. And I think getting your ADC a kill can... There's a psychological aspect of it, right? It's like, they're 0-0-0, it's like, oh no, I'm not doing anything. But now they got a kill, they're like, all right, dude, I'm feeling it. Let's go.
We're on the board.
Yep, we're on the board. And Bramble's also on the board with a top lane turret.
Yeah, second tower of the game for them. A 3,000 gold lead now for Brambleback. Not the largest gold lead you could have at this point in time, as the Herald will be taken out before the second charge can complete. But Brambleback's going to be pretty happy with the way this game's going for them so far. They have a winning top, jungle, and bottom lane. Mid lane pretty even. Timmy doing a good job of kind of stabilizing that lane with the Morgana pick, as we did expect him to do, and we did call out in the champ select that he does try to do. But the rest of the map for Mountain, not looking so hot right now.
Yeah, and while mid is even, that's still a victory for Bramble. Like, you got the Vladimir into a Morg, right? Morg, much stronger champion early game, much more pressure. If the Vlad is able to stabilize, to reach, you know, like level 11 or whatever, oh, he's 12 now, like, while going even, that's a big victory for Bramble.
Yeah, because you're going to have that scaling advantage every time with the Vladimir into a champion like Morgana. And Vladimir, honestly, typically has a scaling advantage over most champions, as we see some ward clearing going on for both squads. If we take a look at the vision here real quick for Brambleback, I mean for Mountain rather, they don't really see a lot of the champions for the side of Bramble. They're pretty blind right now for almost the whole other half of the map, so they're going to have to step up to maybe try to get some ward control into the enemy jungles next time an objective comes up, or they just want to give over soul point. to
Yeah,
Brambleback.
I forget like how scary it can be, right? Like I see everything here. I'm like, oh, this is fine. And then you're like, hey, let's check out the vision. Flip it over. I'm like, oh, oh,
Yeah, we,
that
we
is
feel we
scary.
feel nice and safe and sound here in the casting
Yeah.
booth. We see everything. We're not scared of a random Nocturne coming out of a bush, a Hecarim coming out of Fog of War to kill us. But you know,
Pickle
for the
going ham in the bot lane.
Pickle going ham in the bot lane again for round 2 of this very similar looking play and a similar result. Pickle Popper not able to convert and now getting chased down, but Knifeu gonna have to be a little safe. Doesn't
Yeah,
know where the
and
jungler's
that
at.
cost
Sees
of
him
Pickle
now.
is flash and ult. Really nice job by Knifeu to make it out.
Yeah, he's been able to. Oh, nice binding by Timberland straight into the ultimate, but it's not going to quite go through. The Zonies, though, at the last second, and Timberland will get the shutdown on the J Herbo. Able to flash out and make it out with a sliver of HP again.
I
Timberland and
love
Dutch
it.
Clutch coming up big for Mountain Drake.
Really well played there. All right, we're seeing some communication now. That's what we need, right? We're seeing the Nocturne Morgana synergy here. Really nice pickup
Hecarim
on the
going
J Herbo
in.
there.
Oh, Knifeu Cat not looking too healthy here. Gonna end up being able to flash out and again live with
Nah.
just a little bit of HP. And the hook back under the tower. Not quite in tower range. The ignite goes off and the snare as well from the center, but they're out of range as we see the top laners now going at it. No flash available for Nollark. There is a flash for Delta, so we'll see if he can make something work here. Pops that ultimate, but it's so close to Nollark's tower. I don't think you want to dive the one as a
We need to see
Fiora.
the Mountain Boys here take a reset and get ready for this Mountain Dragon.
Yeah, you really want to see Delta Centauria continuing to put the pressure on the Shen. That ultimate is not available. The teleport is, and I think you're fine if you're the Fiora, trading the Shen teleport for this top lane tower. It's not the Soul Dragon yet. It will put Brambleback on Soul Point, but they will not be quite at that Mountain Soul, which is going to be so frustrating for Mountain Drake to deal with, having a primarily physical damage composition.
Yeah, and looking at the red team's vision here, like they have no vision of this dragon. Cop's gonna be
Absolutely
just
none.
blind checking this right here.
Yep, and we'll see Cop going in, sees that ward. Again, very scary area. You see all those Zyra plants, so you know they're there. But Bramble just on the dragon
Yeah, I think
here.
they're just gonna concede it. Dutch Clutch is topside. Really no reason here to continue poking around if you're the mountain bot lane. Like all you're risking is getting caught out here.
Yeah, and you don't want to
Otherwise,
give
it's
any more
boy.
kills over to Bramble.
And Dutch Clutch is snooping around in the topside jungle. Wonder if they're gonna try to set up a dive on Nullark.
They could. The taunt went wide from Nollark there, so he won't have that one available. If they're timing the flash, they know it's not quite ready yet. I think Dutch Clutch should be getting ready
Dutch
to pop
Clutch.
an ultimate there, but he's not. And maybe we'll see Delta just take the kill himself. Actually gonna end up taking it. Gets the shutdown for the Fiora. That's massive. Not sure he actually needed to end up perishing there, but Dutch Clutch gonna be here by the tower.
I think that was very greedy of Dutch Clutch to wait. I think you gotta help your laner out there. Get off the blue buff, go kill Shen, and then take the blue after.
Well, if there's anything I know, it's that sometimes buffs can seem more important than helping your team as a jungler, but, you know.
Well, I mean, or maybe you just have so much faith in your teammate, you're like, oh no, they got the 1v1 easy. They
That's
don't
true.
need me.
Timberland
Right.
walking ahead now, honestly, not really sure that's what he wanted to do. He went in with the ultimate, but missed the binding, but continued to walk forward anyway, so looking a little silly there on the
Yeah, but
Morgana, going for the
Look
1v2.
at how much damage J Herbo actually took from that, right?
He took a lot.
Like, he's pumping soon. If he has a little support with his team, right, like, he can definitely deal some DPS here to the squishies, but don't think he's able to one-shot anyone yet.
Not quite yet, but crucially, there's not a lot to actually keep the Morgana out of that backline. You have the Hecarim knockback with his E and the Zyra root, but other than that,
when I see a Vlad pool, I run away in terror.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I thought Pickle Popper might try to yet again go for a play down at the Knifeu Cut in the bot lane. Opts to go for a recall this time. Hasn't worked out for him too often in the past here. So maybe just trying to play a little safer scaling game here. And speaking of scaling, if you're Brambleback, you're feeling pretty okay about this one. You have your Tristana on 3-1. And the Vladimir is still scaling up, has the most CS in the game. Actually tied for most, rather, with the Tristana. We'll see who gets the next one to take the lead there. But Mountain has to start feeling a little bit worried maybe as the flash taunt comes through and Timberland's just going to be instantly deleted by Nollark and J Herbo. Yikes.
Yeah, and we're now looking at
Oh, and Delta now caught out on the bot lane. Plays on both sides of the map. It's not something you actually often expect. As the Nocturne now coming through in the 1v2. Nautilus is here. The Fear going to end up proccing. But Dutch Clutch going to fall. And Tristana jumping back in, but no, gets blocked by the Nautilus. So a good amount of damage coming through the Shen ultimate, or teleport rather, coming through to the bot lane.
another walk of shame there for Nullark on the TV.
Yeah, that's... but I mean, hey, you can walk back to the top side, maybe farm that wave. Looks like he's going to
Yeah.
actually try to walk towards the mid lane here, but a nice response by Knifecat and Cop to pick up a kill there. Unfortunately, going on to the Nautilus. That's not where you want to see your gold going.
Yeah, I mean, a really solid response, as you mentioned, right? Like, you saw they committed so much on the bot side. And Knifecat, you good?
Knifecat is not good. Pickle Popper picking up
Knifecat,
that kill,
no.
and Cop not having that flash available is going to end up falling here as well. The taunt going to go through to add insult to injury, and a double kill for Pickle Popper on the Vlad. He's
I
getting
think,
big.
is it Yo TP? Is it the year of the pickle?
They're saying it is. I think we have t-shirts and tank tops.
I've heard a
in
few
the Rex shop.
musings, yeah. By the way, if anybody hasn't seen it, the Yo TP gear is very sick. Much love to Jamu for putting that stuff together. Check out the Teespring.
Absolutely.
Look at the OTP gear.
Yeah, and I mean, really we're seeing this Fiora just not work, right? It's the split push pressure isn't there because she's actually not strong enough to fight this Shen right now. And if you're top laner, if you have a champion like Fiora and you can't fight the enemy or at least force them out of lane when you're trying to split push, that's just kind of nullifies the purpose of your champion. And it's going to be very hard now for Mountain to find windows where they're actually effectively using their champions. As we see Nocturne caught out here, has to flash out of that Zyra ultimate. A lot of damage coming out from
Nocturne has too much
Buddha.
health to get away. Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
Like 15%, Mountain gets away. 30%, not quite.
Yeah, no, and he stuck around, ended up falling there to the Tristana. J Herbo just an easy rocket jump in with a few auto attacks on the bomb, and that is a nice cleanup kill for the Tristana. Nollark sneaky in this bush down here, and Pickle Popper on the top side, but does have some flank wards to go to with that teleport. And I don't think this is where you want to be if you're Mountain. You're in a 4v5 right now. J Herbo getting in the back line. He's pretty low, actually. J Herbo ends up living with just a sliver of HP as Timberland does end up falling. Pickle Popper here now in the mix. Not able to actually get on anybody. Does pick up the Nautilus, though, and the Fiora sticking around just too long. And now the ultimate coming down. I think he's going to live with just a sliver of HP. And the snare going to go down.
What a king. But,
yeah, a lot of living, but not a lot of killing.
Might be a Mountain Soul versus Mountain.
Yeah, it's going to be that Mountain Soul. And again, what we talked about, the damage
honestly,
profile.
They might even just bomb at the Baron.
They can. They absolutely can. Looks like they're going to go for reset and maybe run straight to the Baron then. And now this is so frustrating for Mountain to have to deal with all the extra resistances, namely armor, that are going to be on the side of Brambleback with their, honestly, 3 champions that get pretty tanky, the Vladimir included in that. Doesn't have a lot of resistances built yet, but I'm assuming he might try to go for an armor item eventually here. Maybe not. Maybe they're just going to go for more HP and health, which is probably fine. Even
still, like this Mountain is so big. Because the Nocturne does have lethality. Senna does not. Senna go opting for the Infinity Edge build. But the double mountains into lethality is just so valuable. It just absolutely destroys Nocturne's damage.
Yeah, he basically is going to be doing
whether or not
you're
building armor.
Yeah, exactly. And that Mountain Soul just makes it so much more annoying, as the Hecarim did end up going for actually the AD Hecarim, which we did suspect, seeing that rune choice of the Predator. But the Shen, with just the amount of armor that he's going to be able to have right now on that champion, is going to be very hard to take down, if not impossible, for the Mountain squad.
And looks like Sasha's going in. J Herbo's going in.
J Herbo's going straight on the Knifecat, deletes him. Sasha in the back line now with the Shen ultimate on top of her. As Dutch Clutch makes it out with a little bit of HP, Cop ends up falling there. Timberland having to flash out. And Dutch Clutch again escaping with a sliver. Has that ultimate available, but I highly doubt we're going to see that one used here as Brambleback. Push it up the mid lane, go back to catch that creep wave, but you got to think that's going to be Baron for him.
Yeah, this double Zeal Trist is pumping. That was a lot of damage coming out, and not much you can do here if you're Mountain. Just kind of, at this point, I think you just gotta like be like, all right, guys, let's not get tilted over what's happened so far.
Yeah.
Our hopes this game are to try and continue getting picks, but might be unlikely.
Is this a situation where you start thinking about game 2?
Yeah, I think this is one of those situations where I'm just trying to maintain the vibes, you know? Channel my inner Jamu and be like, yo, let's get the vibes going, guys.
If there's anybody that's great at maintaining vibes, it is definitely Cop. A very solid performer, typically on Sundays. Solid viber, pretty even-headed, even-keeled. Great leader for his team. So, I mean, hopefully he's keeping their heads in the game here and not getting too discouraged with how this performance is going. And with both of these teams sitting on the same record coming into this game here, Valib, what does this say to you, if anything, about conference strength?
I don't think that the records exactly would dictate the conference strength because I think that's a bit too results oriented. I definitely think that one conference may be stronger than the other. Um, but yeah, honestly, I mean, this is game one of the cross conference week, or I forget what term we're using for
Game
it, but
game
that's what I'm
two
gonna call it.
technically. We had a Thursday Air Sentinels.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, forgive me. This is game
I
two
forgive you.
of cross conference play. So we still got more to come. But yeah, I think going results based on it isn't exactly the proper take, but it's also one of the few takes we have,
It's the
right?
rec league
So
way.
it's like not the best comparison, but it's one of the few comparisons we have. So sometimes we got to use it.
Yeah. You see Nallark here getting jumped on by Delta and Dutch Clutch, but in the meanwhile, we have the bot lane tower getting jumped on by Brambleback, and they're going to end up taking that tower, taking the kill, and Timberland should fall here as well. One more auto attack from Tristana is going to do it. Gets rooted into the tower, but has the heal coming through, and Knifeu Cat getting pretty low, pops the heal himself. J Herbo's crazy, going in, getting the jump to get back out with just a sliver of HP, a triple kill for the Tristana. And that's exactly what we want to see. We'll see if he can get the shutdown here. Dutch Clutch going in, almost gets the double, but the fear and the auto attack's not quite enough as Delta Centurion now has to be careful. The Shen ultimate's coming through, going to get taunted. Barely going to miss that taunt there for Nallark, and now back to the towers they go. With 3 members alive versus 1, you've got to think this is going to be the game
I
for
think
Brambleback.
it's time to execute the good vibes protocol, as James was pointed out.
Yeah, you're going to want to initiate Vibe Protocol. Hopefully Cop started that one a couple minutes ago here for the boys on the side of Mountain. That is
And
game 1 going to Bramble, and they're looking sick.
yeah, I mean, we're seeing a very clean 31-minute win here for the Bramble squad. Honestly, yeah, that one, like it was even for quite a while. Like it was kills were stuck at 4-4 for a bit, and then they're like, oh wait, it's bloodbath time.
Oh, wait.
It's time to kill. And
Yeah.
both teams were like, it's time to fight, and it was just fight after fight after fight. And I feel bad because Zabel's like voice is probably destroyed after that. Just play by playing from top lane to bot lane to the jungle and rinse and repeat.
There was
Um,
absolutely a lot going on. It
but
was
yeah, I mean, we're definitely gonna have to hope to see something different here from Mountain coming up in game two. But yeah, might be time to reconsider some of those bans and pick order.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. We'll see if they try to change their draft up or not here going into game 2. I'm going to go ahead and create the lobby, put us on a short timer, everybody, and we will be right back with you here on Season 7, Week 3 of the Rec League for Brambleback versus Mountain Game 2. Don't go anywhere.
Just in back, dog. Yeah, dude, I had to go snag these potato chips, but they've been snagged, so we're good now. I think your mic might be muted.
It was muted again.
Okay.
So actually,
Game
we do that
one.
intentionally. Game one, looking sick. Brambleback coming out swinging in that game, looking incredibly strong. What can Mountain do here? If we're the Mountain coaches, the Mountain analysts, we're sitting in the Mountain training facility that they definitely have. What are we thinking here? What are we talking about to bring it back for game two? What are they gonna? What's the plan gonna
I'm
be?
definitely looking to see a bit more team synergy in the draft. I was okay with trying the comp they had, a bit more like duelist style, like not necessarily like like small skirmish style, like with Fiora and Nocturne, that type of thing. But especially like the Fiora and that kind of pick. Like, I think they need to put together a comp that has a really strong 5-on-5. They tried something different. It didn't quite work out as anticipated, and trying things is okay. But I think like at some point you gotta just concede like, all right, that didn't work for us this time. Let's give them a new look. Let's try something else.
Yeah.
I'd also like to see Timmy try something a bit more aggressive, perhaps in lane.
Yeah.
It's hard though, right? Because if you try and go too ham on Pickle, I mean, it is. Some people say it is you're the Pickle, so he might be able to punish you. But honestly, I say put him to the test. Make him punish you.
Absolutely.
You got to at this point, like you already got clapped. Like you just got to go for it. And yeah, I would like to see Timmy mix it up. Like to see perhaps Delta Centauria mix it up.
Yeah, I would. To your last point there, I would absolutely like to see Delta Centauria mix it up. Such a strong player in the top lane, able to create so many lane advantages, but putting himself in a champion that has a hard time doing that for the most part in the Rec League, with the way these games end up being played out. I want to see Delta on a champion, maybe like the Renekton. They banned the Camille away,
Yeah.
but something like Renekton, something maybe even like a Rise in the top lane and a Kali, something that he can make more plays on in lane, get a little more lane priority,
Yeah.
and then actually transition into carrying in team fights in the later stage of the game. And that's something you really want to see out of your high elo player is more reliable carry potential. And that's something
Yeah,
that I
and
think
I
Mountain should
think
do.
like the feast or famine option may not be the best, because like as you saw, like once you do get behind, it's so hard to get back and become relevant again.
Mhm.
I mean his Renekton was sick. Like
Yeah.
you know how many times Endo had to talk about calling animal control?
Yeah.
Like there are so
They're,
many calls being made to animal control.
yeah,
Let's see it.
their phone lines were blowing up for sure. Actually, I think there was a official report submitted um, to the Rec League, kind of making some complaints about the amount of
Yeah, like some
fraudulent animal
formal
control
grievances
calls
were
that
aired
were.
by Florida Animal Control, I think.
That's what you're going to want to see if you're a fan of Mountain Drake. You want some frivolous animal control complaints filed. We got the players here in the lobby now, and we got some draft ideas of what we think we want them to do to change up in this game. We'll see if they actually end up bringing any of that stuff out. And I do think, to your point earlier about Pickle Popper and Timberland, Timberland should be trying to test Pickle Popper's mettle. It's Year of the Pickle,
Mhm.
purportedly, but it's been Year of the Pickle for a couple of years now,
Yeah,
and
allegedly,
and
not
still
even
still no
reportedly.
mug. So I think you got to test the man and ask him if he's really worthy of his annual holiday. So getting the champ
Yeah,
select here now, and we'll see what they try to
and
modify in the
kind of
draft
speaking with
phase.
the mid lane matchup again, like Pickle definitely did fine, but I wouldn't say that Pickle did well like in the lane phase last game. He definitely did like more than enough. But for somebody like Pickle, I want to see a little bit more. Take it to him. It's YoTP. It's Year of the Pickle. Take it to him.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Maybe the Vladimir not quite the pick to be taking it to him in the mid lane, especially against someone like Morgana. A little tough there in that matchup to be, kind of flexing and showing a skill
Yeah.
disparity. But again, if Timberland maybe tries to flex a little bit himself, that'll give Pickle Popper some room to really show his stuff.
And sorry, I don't mean to like throw hate at Pickle. Like he did fine,
Yeah.
but we've seen what he's capable of.
Oh
We've
yeah.
seen that man just absolutely take over. Um, I think it's fair to say he didn't take over last game. I want to see him take over. Yo TP, let's get it. You got some new merch. You gotta flex for the people.
I absolutely agree. Yeah, you got a T-shirt made for you. You got to come out and pull
You
out
got a
this.
fanny
You got to
pack
pull
made
out the
for
Z.
you.
You got to pull out the Z mid. You got to pull out The Silas. You got to pull something crazy out and give the people what they want.
Give him the big star. And
Speaking
we're
of big
seeing,
stars, Caitlyn, big star of the bot lane, picked up for Naifu Cat, one of the strongest AD carries right now in the meta, and is going to be locked in. Wouldn't be
and
surprised
I
to see
like
an
it a
Ashe
lot.
response.
Having some more early game presence down there, definitely like it.
So Brambleback kind of reading the draft plan for Mountain and saying, if you're not going to put Timberland on something else, we're going to force you to put him on something else. We're going to take away his
And
champion that he's been playing.
picking that so early, you know, that I have a feeling this might be a more jungle. I'm just getting the tingles, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point. Sasha does play that champion in the jungle. Not sure how much I like the Morgana jungle as an option when there are champions like Lilia available. Shu with pull out something crazy suggests Silas. Yeah, when I'm saying crazy, I don't mean like a crazy unique pick. I mean like something fun to watch. Silas is pretty objectively an entertaining champion to watch play. As the Udyr gonna be locked in for Dutch
Yes!
Clutch.
Dutch Clutch, my son, thank you.
Bear slaps for days. Speaking of crazy picks, the Chimichanga's energy is strong with this one, pulling out the Udyr, and Timberland is going to lock that Vigar. Yikes. Animal control. Not sure if you can call animal control on someone who is more of a druidic type with
Wait,
animal
actually,
synergy.
you know, no, we're submitting a we're gonna submit a resolution. We're gonna get Udyr accepted as under animal control's jurisdiction, and we're seeing the Casa win. Okay,
Casa win
they
for
see
Pickle
they see Bramble sees the Vigar pick, and they're like, okay, you want to scale? That's fine. I got you.
Yeah, and something Shu is pointing out in the chat here, the Udyr Vigar into the Morgana Ezreal, I am concerned. And
Yeah.
Valib, honestly, I'm going to have to echo those concerns. There's two champions that are extremely hard to get on top of, and you pick an Udyr. So
I'm major concern, but I've actually played against Dutch Clutch's Udyr, and it's solid. So I definitely think he's up for the task, but he's, you know, it's scary.
It's a tall order.
It's definitely scary, but you know, the Vigar Udyr, if this is a Vigar mid, like Pickle could be in trouble if he's not careful, like early game.
Oh yeah, Kassadin pre-6 going to be very susceptible to that stun combo from the Vigar and the Udyr. I'm going to have to play it safe in the early laning phase, and we'll see if Timberland and Dutch Clutch can do anything to kind of impact that, as the Hecarim now banned away, along with the Ornn for the side of Mountain, and Brambleback taking away the Silas in the set.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see the Kassadin picked so early. I haven't looked at Pickle Popper's match history, but I have a feeling that he doesn't have a ton of recent Kassadin games put in. So I highly doubt Kassadin would have been banned out, but maybe it would have. I think it's much safer to just hide that pick later on, because I don't think it would be contested.
I think so as well. And we see an old favorite here picked up for Quicksilver Sasha in the jungle. Sejuani doesn't see a lot of play in current meta. It's kind of fallen off in favor of some other jungle picks that have a little bit more carry and snowball potential, but Sejuani is still always solid, especially with that Kassadin in the mid lane, the ability to proc that passive to get the stun, since he is a melee champion, to jump in with Sejuani and set up some ganks on a Vigar.
Leona, I like it. This is something good. We have some solid AoE here for Mountain so far. We got Vigar Cage, Leo stun. Yeah, we really just need engage, and they've picked that up, because while it's definitely possible to play without engage, it's much easier to play with engage if you are the Udyr. So, and hey,
there it is.
Let's alert animal control.
There it is. Somebody make the call.
We might have to alert animal control here soon.
They got the Croc in the top lane, and that 2v2 for Mountain on the top side is looking absolutely horrifying. The stun combination you can get with Udyr and Renekton, and the ability for both of them to stay on top of you after they get on top of you, is pretty scary. We're going to have to see a pretty safe pick coming out here for Nallark. Opts to go for the Malphite is very susceptible to these ganks early on, and that's going to be something that I hope that Mountain try to abuse.
Yeah, actually kind of thinking back on it, maybe I am a little surprised that they didn't ban Shen. Oh wait, they did ban Shen this game. Okay, never mind. It was very wise to save the the top lane pick last for Nullark, because I think it's safe to say that Nullark's like second champ is Mordekaiser,
Yes.
and the Croc absolutely destroys Mord. I think unfortunately it didn't quite work out for them by banning Shen and picking Renekton while Mountain was blue side, because ultimately Bramble did get final counter pick. I think if they had taken this approach while Bramble was blue, then I'm pretty sure Nullark would have locked in Mordekaiser and they would have the Renekton counter pick.
I think so as well, but I mean, Renekton's still fairly solid into Malphite.
Yeah,
His
and
W can now destroy that passive shield, so a
yeah,
lot of
I'm
the
definitely
damage
not. I'm
mitigation.
not worried for Delta, especially with the performance here. I mean, the clinic he put on that champ last week.
Oh yeah.
Um, but this is going to be hard for the Udyr to play. There's so much crowd control here on the side of Bramble. He's definitely going to be. Well, I anticipate he'll be heavy on the farming, but you can't get caught up in that because you gotta make this Cassian's life hell for the first 10 minutes of the game. If you
Absolutely.
don't do that, I don't think the game's going to be winnable. I think the fate of Bramble heavily lies upon Kassadin. I definitely think they're up for the task, and that's not to minimize the impact that the other lanes will have.
Mm-hmm.
But this is this should not be a fast game for Bramble. If it
Yeah.
is, that's awesome, but I anticipate this to go like 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah, and if this does go 35, 40 minutes, it's going to be something that's going to be very difficult for a champion like Udyr to navigate these team fights with a
Mm-hmm.
Morgana, with an Ezreal, with a Kassadin. There's so much ability to just get away
Yeah,
from
but
him.
the other thing is like, which I'm sure Dutch Coach realizes, like later on, the Udyr can just sit on top of Timmy, and as
True.
soon as Pickle goes in, you just bear form Pickle, and he's just a sitting duck. You just QR as a Veigar, and he's dead.
That's fair. I mean, we have the Morgana Black Shield to try to prevent that. If that goes on to Kassadin before he goes for the dive in, that's
Oh
going to be
man, I
a
didn't even realize
way
that.
different scenario. And that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what's going to make it so hard for the Udyr to try to
and
navigate
then you
even the
throw on the
Vigar.
Sedge Malphite AOE. Oh no.
Yeah, it's looking a
Oh
little
no.
it's looking a little scary
Oh
if you're
no.
a Mountain fan. But if they can make something happen here in the early game, get a snowball rolling with this Udyr, get Animal Control all flustered with their volume of phone calls they will be receiving, we'll see if Mountain can pull it out. They have the comfort picks to do it. They have the Caitlyn, the Vigar, the Udyr for Dutch
Mm-hmm.
Clutch, one of his most played junglers. Cops Leona, one of his most played champions, and we already know about Delta's Renekton. So
Yeah,
they're
I'm
all
I'm excited.
yeah
I definitely I much prefer this look from Mountain. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but they're trying, right?
yeah they're
And
staying
that's
on
what
brand.
matters. And I think it should be a much closer game, at least for the first 20 minutes or so. It's kind of hard to predict past that because I have a feeling that they're not going to be able to keep Pickle Popper down. But that's just my thought.
Hmm.
And apparently our webcams are frozen,
Our
says
webcams are
Fatsuki.
frozen. That's phenomenal. You love to see it.
No, I'm not frozen. I'm just keeping my face like this, Fatty.
Yeah, same.
Zabel is too.
Yeah, it's
I
exactly
think
what we're
this is a
doing.
good look for me.
Honestly, yeah. Let's see if we can reload
Nice
these.
blurry half cheese.
Let's reload these cameras. All right, it worked. We did it immediately.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey,
That's what you're gonna want
got
to
him.
see.
Dude, that is 3 weeks in, we got the troubleshooting on
We
lock.
got the troubleshooting on lock. Absolutely.
Look at that, dude. Look at that insane troubleshoot time by Zabel compared
It's good.
to Brian. Brian's got nothing.
Yeah, Brian's
Brian's
got
got nothing.
Brian's got nothing. Hell yeah. And we got something because we got a game.
We
We
do
are
have a
in.
game, and this is the bloodier this is early, more likely the better it is for Mountain. Definitely doesn't have to be that way, but that's just my initial thought.
Yeah, I would agree. We want to see Mountain getting these fights early, taking these kills early, and trying to snowball
But
around something.
we didn't even mention this, but Jay Herbo had you could say he had a decent performance on Ezreal last week. Um, we can't put it past him to take over this game.
Absolutely not. The kid's looking good. Like you said, he's a heavy hitter. He's the high elo player on his team. He's the one that you're going to rely on to carry in that bot lane role. And on the Ezreal, against that team comp, it looks like he's set up to do it.
Yeah, he's definitely he can definitely make Delta and Dutch Clutch's life absolute hell. And I think that'll be very important because I think, yeah, dude, the Bramble team fight's looking pretty sick as long as they can make it there.
An important thing to point out here is the summoner choice for Dutch Clutch going for the Ghost on the Udyr as opposed to the Flash. So actually not going to be able to get any surprise Flash bear slaps, just going to be having to run straight at them, which honestly is an even worse decision to take against someone like an Ezreal and a Morgana because you can't even get the element of surprise then. You just have to run.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's
run.
thinking that the Ghost could maybe counteract the slow of Frozen Fist or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or he's trying to run down a Cassidy who keeps flashing away or ulting away.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I got some requests to get closer to the camera here by Endo, so we're gonna sit like this for the entire time. No, but
oh, just you, okay?
Yeah,
I was ready.
Yeah, both of us. Just mouths only. On
mouths
screen.
Only, yeah.
Binding lands and some damage traded back, but not anything to worry about for the bot side of either team.
I would have really liked to have seen the Mountain bot lane try and push a quick level 2 here with that Leona. Unfortunately, not able to do it.
Not able to do it, and once we're next in,
a quick 3 camp here from Dutch Clutch, and
moving speedy.
He might be paying Nullik a visit up top here in about 20 seconds.
I would assume so. That would be the path that he'd want to take.
That seems rather logical.
Ooh, going in here on the bot lane, the stun lands. No trap chained with it though. Latin Buddha getting ignited here in the bot lane. A few more auto attacks from the Caitlyn might do it, but Knife just
for it.
The stun onto the Ezreal not too. The trap synergy here is not working out, and they take so much damage back. The flash comes out, and the Ghost comes out. Top lane.
Alex able to make it out up top.
Yeah, burns his flash though crucially, and that Ghost will be available. But we see Sejuani here sneaking in, Alcove Gaming here in the bot lane. Cop might have to flash out here. The binding gonna go onto Knife. We'll see if he ends up getting out. Ow. It looks like they both actually end up escaping again with a sliver of HP from Mountain, but they got to work on getting these traps actually synergized when they get the stun with Leona as a trade in the top lane goes through. Conqueror proct and the Q heal from Delta Centuria rather. It's going to win him the back half of that trade.
Yeah, I feel like this Leo Kate definitely should have been able to pick up at least 1 kill.
Udyr should be top right now. Udyr should be already running top right now. There's no reason he should be taking the time to do this Krug camp. The Malphite's in lane showing. You saw the Sejuani bot. Go top. The 2 Krugs, they can wait. Go top. Udyr!
I'm okay with taking the Krugs, but don't clear the full camp.
Yeah, you want to leave a bit of the camp here to be desired. And now he's going to get spotted on the minion wave. We'll see if he can get in. We got the stun coming down.
That is a
And there should be a dead Malphite. The red buff there. We'll see if they give the kill over to Delta. They do. First blood secured for the Crocodile in the top lane. Choice.
But Pickle Popper, he's going aggro on this Vygar.
He's going very aggro because he knows that he can. The cage, I believe, was down. And Timberland missing a lot of CS here, honestly, in this lane. We just saw him just miss a few there. And another one. So Timberland's going to have to really start getting these stacks up.
YoTP is now up 2 waves of CS.
He's up 2 waves of CS, and the Vygar is not feeling very good about that one because in a range versus melee matchup like that one, you want to be a little bit more impressive. Maybe have a small CS lead, if not at least being even. So not boding well for the Vygar currently. We'll see if he can step it up as we get towards the mid game later on. Ooh, a lot of CS across the board, honestly, for bot and mid for Mountain here. They're just not being able to get these last hits. My dog just made the weirdest noise. I don't know what he's doing over there. But maybe he's mad about the CS as well. I mean, I know he's a League of Legends fan, so.
Yeah, it's kind of scary to see how much this Caitlyn's getting poked out. Gotta wonder if that's maybe a result of kind of how the earlier trades went.
Yeah, you'd have to think. And now Timberland getting the shove on in the mid lane. Still down about 10 CS.
Is in the area. Unfortunately, a bit too late there.
Yeah, honestly, if I was this Udyr, I'd just be running back to the top lane again now. The lane's pushing in. There's, unbeknownst to him, but there's no vision in the river. I mean, Delta should know that Malphite didn't walk to that area.
Yeah, I mean, we could just rewind time 3 minutes and let him know, and then he'll be like, there.
Yeah, I have my my second laptop open, sending messages to all the players.
Time winder is set. Yep, 3 minutes. Yep.
Where did we land on being closer to Cam? I moved slightly closer, so about 3 inches. So I hope 3 inches is enough for you, Jamu. I know
I think
that
3 inches
the
is more than
size. I
enough
know
for
he's a
Jamu.
size queen.
Yeah. And we're seeing a level 6 for Vygar, but he has no mana.
He's no mana, and he's just standing inside of his cage. Auto attacking Pickle
Guys, I
Popper.
got Pickle. Wait, I have no mana. What?
Such a goofy looking fight. Pickle Popper doing so much
Pickle's about to
damage to this
dive this,
Vygar.
homie. You need to get out,
He
Timmy.
can flash
Timmy,
kill
you're
him
about
right
to get
now.
flash hard. Get out, my friend.
Yeah, Timberland not really respecting the Kassadin here at all. He flashed R, he's dead. So
Timmy.
he's
Timmy.
dead. And that was, we knew exactly what would happen, and apparently we were the only ones because Timberland did not respect that as a stun goes through. The trap placement again, not on point for this Caitlyn Leone, and that's a lane. If you pick those champions, you have to be able to hit those combos. And again, not going to work out for them, and that's another missed opportunity for the Mountain bot lane.
But, I mean, really, really solid job by Pickle here in the mid lane. Like, Caston is up now 23 CS. 4 waves. 4 waves and a kill by 6.5 minutes. Bramble's looking going to be very scary here in the mid game.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're Mountain, you're thinking, okay, we're not super far behind in gold. The CS isn't that bad, but if you look at the champions on the Rift right now, and the situation that Cassidy is currently finds himself in, this is a situation that you would typically expect to be at least even for the Vygar, but the fact that the scaling champion of Cassidy, who's going to be able to run through the team of Mountain, is already at such a position, just is going to make the game so much harder in the mid game for Mountain to be able to navigate.
Yeah, I mean, typically, like, I'm used to seeing, like, the score line in the mid lane flipped, like 0-1, 36 CS cast.
We see a fight bot lane. Nope. The teleport coming in. Cop rooted, gonna end up not going down quite yet here with the heal coming through. In the fight top lane, we saw the kill just barely at the last second for Delta.
And, I think Pickle actually queued Timmy to
silence. No. Tower shot is going to take him out, though, so there will be a kill traded back for the Caitlyn as action all over the map. We saw the solo kill come down to the top lane. Narlark's flash was barely not quite available, and directed camera thinking that he was going to live, but no.
Yeah, I think we may have to start dialing animal control here. Delta is...
He's big.
He's thick. He's thick.
Rumor has it that there are some Japanese poachers currently wandering around his home state.
Narlark's not going to make it to the wave at his tower.
Yeah. Delta Centauria currently being hunted by foreign poachers. They want his thick crocodile skin to make into some nice purses, but we see Pickle Popper here in the top lane. Timberland going to throw down the baby cage and keep Cassidy out of there, but Dutch Clutch way too deep behind the tower. Fortunately for him, Timmy showed up.
What's awesome to see is that the Mountain bot lane is going aggro, so Sasha cannot reliably start this dragon.
Yeah.
It's a soft int to start the dragon here.
And those are not the ints you want to see, as Udyr just straight up takes the blue buff away from Vygar, who was just walking in thinking like, hey man, is that blue buff for me? But
honestly,
unfortunately it wasn't.
I'm okay with it. With how strong this cast is compared to the Vygar.
Yeah, it's just going to be into over.
Blue is on Udyr. I'm a fan of Udyr taking this one.
I am as well. It's just funny. It was funny to see Timberland just sauntering on by the blue buff.
Sasha's going in from the back.
Sasha is way behind the team.
Sasha's hitting it from the back.
They're so out of place. Knifehook cat able to get the flash out, but gets ulted then immediately. Gonna end up falling here. Not able to trade a kill back. A lot of damage actually coming out onto Sasha, but no. Not able to convert the kills. Pickle Popper already was also on the way.
From the back cleanly.
Sasha hits it from the back cleanly. You heard it here first. Timberland getting some vision onto the members of Brambleback. Just gonna have to watch them take this dragon though. Not much he can do unless he wants to try to... Nah, he doesn't even have flash. He can't get on top of Sasha. She will be healing up as well.
But it looks like Delta Centauria is going to be setting up a nice freeze of his own here.
Oh.
Or he could just kill Narlark. That works too.
Yeah, going for the kill Narlark strategy here. Procs the Conqueror. Narlark trades back decently actually. A lot of that damage mitigated. And the dragon going to be taken here by Brambleback will be the Cloud. So we're either going to be seeing...
Dutch Clutch might sniff it out.
Dutch Clutch might sniff it out. Doesn't have flash to get over the wall.
Dutch Clutch is not sniffing.
Ooh, Quicksilver Sasha is so low. If Dutch Clutch can actually get in here, but the rest of the team coming through.
He is not sniffing.
Unfortunately, Udyr's olfactory senses not the best, seeing as he has to change his genetic
he's
makeup.
Still young. His nose is still growing.
Yeah,
but he'll get there.
And yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see a freeze here in this top lane, but it looks like he's just going to try to bounce the wave back off the tower again. So maybe try to deny the Malphite more CS, as sitting about a 25 CS lead now for the Croc in the top lane. But that's kind of what you expect for the Malphite. You're pretty fine with the way this lane is going. You're not under too much kill pressure now, aside from maybe another gank from the Udyr. You've kind of got your armor. You should be relatively safe. There's no Ignite on the Renekton. You're kind of just scaling right now and waiting for your team to get to the mid game where you have that giant team fight power.
Yeah, but Pickle Popper is going to be picking up a Rod of Ages here in about 2 minutes.
Timberland.
And that's going to be a problem.
Oh, we see Sasha in the top lane here. The chain CC is
Good.
strong. The ultimate's available. Heals for a lot, actually. You might be able to make it out here. Should have that.
Oh, they're going to turn it.
Oh, they can definitely turn this. He's going to heal for so much. The Udyr goes in, but Delta runs out at the same time, and Sasha just going to get taken out here. The flash available for Nollark, but I don't think he's going to want to use that here. Is just going to have to get out.
Very nicely done, Mountain. Very nice.
The tower shot's going to clean up the kill, and that's a double kill
Pickle.
for the Udyr. I think they might actually be able to kill Pickle here if he tries to go in. If he tries to get
His
greedy.
Riftwalk is fully stacked. He's ready to go.
He knows the double stun technology is too good. The stun comes through, but the slow and another stun.
Technology even better.
Oh, they just turn off. Udyr had the smite and the ghost
He did not
available.
have mana. His ult was stacked 4 times, but he only had 650 mana. He needed 800.
I don't know why Udyr didn't just kill there. He had the smite and the ghost available. He was in
I don't
Tiger
think
stance.
Dutch realized the
And we'll
mana
see if they get the
situation there.
combo here. They do not. The CC chain's going to draw down to Cop. Gets ignited. Is walking out. Morgana Ignite now down. Ezreal ultimate down. And Leona ultimate down as well. With the health going.
And we're seeing a now 2-0 Cassidy picking up the Rod pre-12.
2-0 Cassidy with the pre-12 Rod. That is not what you want to see if you're a Mountain fan. If you're a fan of 1-1s, that's looking
But
pretty
let's
sus.
not count Mountain out. They have a ton of counterplay here. We
They
got
do.
a 2-0 top and a 2-0 jungle.
Yeah, they're winning the top side of the map hard. The Caitlyn's not too
even slightly
behind.
behind for Mountain, but the gap in mid is massive right now.
Mid gap
so
is
they're gonna have
huge.
to try and reconcile this somehow. Set up a dive bot.
You're gonna have to body block here, Naifu. Can you do it? Oh, and this is just not a feels good, man. Gets the stun into the tower. That's actually a lot of damage going on to Pickle Popper. Gonna fall to that last tower shot, and the kill goes over to Cop. Unfortunately, under the tower, the double kill going over to the side of Brambleback.
That was a massive miscommunication there from the Bramble side. You cannot let Cassidy tank that first.
No,
You gotta have the
especially when he has
Morgan
that
there
big
to
shutdown.
tank like 2 hits and leave.
But they will get some plates here, answer back some gold for themselves.
And we're seeing the Herald and the top crab go over to Mountain. You gotta expect that they're gonna try and kill Nullark once more and drop that Herald top.
Yeah, I think you take that immediately top, threaten the tower, and then kill the Malphite again.
On the
It's
other
just-
the flip side though is okay. No, Dutch is taking the long route. He's trying to
he
pass
might-
by wards.
He might get the blast
Or
gun
just
here
wants
on
the
the
red.
top side.
I like it.
Guess he just goes for the red, and then maybe he takes the top lane. The wave wasn't quite pushed
Yeah,
in, so
part of the concern about taking top turret though is that you're also making it
harder for Renekton.
might make
to
it
farm.
harder for Renekton to grow his lead.
Yeah. Cop
But it
gonna get
looks like
stunned
they're
up. We'll
just
see if the
gonna-
root comes
they're ready to
through.
dive.
This is the root. The TP coming through for Timberland. The ultimate coming down. Ezreal is stunned. Leona gonna end up going through. The baby cage is gonna land. Latin
Hey.
Buddha getting super low. The kill going over to Timberland, and they are in the top lane.
Meanwhile, top lane
They're
dive.
tanking the tower for a very long time though, and they're gonna kill the tower here and then go right back in. So there is no flash available on Nollark. He's gonna end up falling here. A lot of
And he's
damage
already
coming
used
onto
his
him.
ult. Very,
Dutch
very
Delta
nicely done.
Centauria, such a good play with his
Dude.
jungler in the top lane.
Mountain's looking good, man.
They're looking sick. A 3K gold lead now, dominating the top side of the map, taking the tower for first tower of the game.
Pickle opting to roam top. This is scary. You're not 11 yet, buddy. You are not yet a level 11.
He can't do it, so he has to run away.
You do not want to fight this croc. Call animal control.
He's getting
Somebody.
chunked hard. Sejuani here with the stun under tower. Unfortunately, oh, the tower shot's not quite hitting Delta. I thought he was stunned up under tower there, but able to make it out safely. Now their bot lane's wailing away on this tower.
Yeah, and completely different fight there, or a skirmish there if Pickle's level 11, but
Yeah.
still 10 and a half. Can't be doing that.
No. And they get the tower bot and top, sitting on a 2-0 tower lead now, about a 3,500 gold lead for Mountain, and they're looking so much better this game.
Oh yeah, they are for sure. It's also nice for Mountain in that the first dragon, it did go over to Bramble, but it's just air.
Yeah.
And while personally I do love air Drake on Cassidy, a lot of people say it's not that important. So maybe it's not that important. We are seeing Mountain come up. I would like to see Ocean come up. I would like to see Mountain contest this while Cassidy is still level 10.
Absolutely. And yeah, and we're going to see the moment of truth here. If we get the Infernal Soul coming through in this match for the players. And this
coming in
TP
from the
coming
top.
through. A nice CC chain by Cobb, but Latin Buddha and mitigates most of it with the Black Shield. Dutch Clutch in the back line going to end up being taken out by the mid-jungle duo of Brambleback. And the rest of the squad here trying to follow up. Not much they can do. The Morgana Bind does land. The ultimate goes through. Gets the Zanyas.
Uh-oh.
Not quite falling there, and the snare
no.
going to go through. And now the back line is going to get absolutely roasted by this
might be a Fig
Cassidy.
Newton ace here.
Yeah, The damage coming out of the Knifu Cat is too real. Delta Centauri is big, but he's not big enough. Gonna end up falling there to Sejuani, and the Vygar just has to look on as the rest of his team perishes.
Yeah, and Mountain was looking so great, but they were just way too split up. We saw Udyr kind of more towards mid lane, whereas the TP from the Vygar came in on bot side. Taking fights on two fronts, not ideal.
Not ideal, and just like that, what was a 3,000 gold lead for Mountain has now shrunk to only about a 300 gold lead as Nolark wailing away on the top lane tower here.
Kassadin picked up a ton more gold and is now level 11. Pickle sitting on 1100, so he'll be well, he can't actually, he'll get boots probably. Oh, he doesn't actually need boots. He might just get a Mage Eyes, honestly.
If I were him, I would absolutely get the Mage Eyes. He goes for the tier instead of pretty late tier, honestly.
Well, no, he's had the tier for a really long time.
Did he have the tier?
Yeah,
he had it just moved in his inventory, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how I missed that. NA Productions, everybody.
But I mean, still, this Kassadin now is scary, very scary, and like Timmy, you gotta respect here.
Yeah.
I am curious what they're gonna do with lane assignments, though. Cop might be caught out.
Yeah, it's not looking great for the bot lane here. Knifu Cat and Cop gonna get chain stunned up, and meanwhile the top lane fight going on. It pans us out, but Pickle Popper here in the bot lane now. Cop gets rooted the heal, and the Sejuani ultimate come out on the respective sides, and Pickle Popper just way too big. Cop into the tower here, but there's not much he's gonna be able to do.
Yeah, I think, and I must say that I think we just witnessed a missed ult from Sasha. I believe
I believe we
never
did as
misses
well.
her ults. This might be the first time in history.
Cop taken down there in the bot lane as we expected, and meanwhile in the top lane, Nolark taken down as well. So this is the story of honestly the two halves of the map.
This is really good imbalance here. This is what they got to do. This is Udyr gameplay. In solo queue, this will get you a lot of question marks and flame, but it's what you got to do.
It's good and balanced, but the crux of this matchup here is that mid lane disparity that we see with the 5-1 and 4 on the cast.
But like at this point, you gotta go for it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You can't fight the cast, so keep the tempo up and try and catch them out.
Yeah.
Call animal control.
Oh, Delta's in there. Flash coming out.
Timmy says, "I'm here again."
Timmy says, "I'm here again." Timmy, pretty behind here, honestly. If we take a look at the gold, down about 2,000 to this Kassadin, which, you know, is expected. Kassadin being 5-1 and 4, but this Vygar is going to really take a little bit before he's able to impact the game the way he wants to.
Good news is, though, that that champ still puts out damage.
Yeah.
So he's now level 11, rank 2 ult. Kassadin does something stupid, give him a kiss. Although,
yeah.
In fairness, Kassadin does have quite a bit of magic negation, especially with his passive, right? So much more dangerous for J Herbo here, because Timmy can still pop J Herbo.
Yeah, just hit your R button, see what happens.
Yep. Hit the cage, QR. Actually, might need a W at this point, but soon it'll be QR.
Ooh. Man, Timmy just getting chunked up at this Ezreal in the mid lane here, just zoned all the way off of his tower. This J Herbo putting on a clinic with these Mystic shots. Sitting on 4-1 and 4 right now. The kid's incredibly strong. And the Sasha ultimate, again, missing.
J Herbo's
Pickle
ghosting.
Popper just going to jump over the wall. J Herbo is ghosting, but not much he can really do. Just slaps him and runs away. Dutch clutch, yeah. I said J Herbo.
Not sure
as
what
well.
he was ghosting for, but he's ghosting.
He is ghosting. Hopefully not ghosting the stream.
Yes. We do not take those.
We absolutely do not take those. All right, so I mean, we've seen Mountain's ability to play around this top side so far this game, but it's looking like that hasn't really netted them any sort of significant leads that are going to be win conditions. The Crocodile is pretty big, but we've seen him try to fight in these 5v5s and get on the back line, and he just gets immediately shut down by the Sejuani, by the Morgana, and the binding going to miss there as the ultimate comes through from Knifu Cat. Just going to scratch the surface of Malphite's passive shield there, and nothing else really going to happen. Maybe they're just trying to set up for this, potentially threatening a Baron early on here. Their take is pretty strong with the Udyr, but I don't know if they can do that.
But maybe. Maybe there is a way. Who knows? I actually wouldn't hate the idea of trying to sneak it.
I wouldn't either. It's pretty unexpected, and it's one of their only win conditions now is trying to get a big neutral objectives like that. Infernal Dragon here in 30 seconds would put Brambleback on Infernal Soul Point, which is absolutely horrifying with the champions that they have on their team right now and the team fight wombo potential that they have. We'll see if Sasha can land an ultimate here. Should be pretty easy to do.
Very, very surprised.
They just turned
that
back
they
around
full
and
send
left.
top lane. Just full send top.
They full send top, give up that dragon that would have put them on Infernal Point, and then also didn't even go for the kill. So
Timmy, we need some zoning cages here, my friend.
we absolutely need some
zoning cages, Timmy. Come on, buddy.
I'm surprised Uder's not taking this faster. Morgana flashes in for the Hextech GLP steal.
You know, I like it.
Um,
Morgana is also here, guys.
Morgana's here, and we see Cop rooted, and ultimate goes down. Not really going to hit anybody, but Sejuani going to get taken out immediately by the Vigar ultimate. Ezreal doing a lot of damage to the front line there. As Leona goes back in onto Nollark. He's low. He's not tanky yet. This Nollark is very behind. Will get taken out by Dutch Clutch, and the Bear Slap again goes through. Onto Latin Buddha, going to get taken out by the ultimate, and then Timberland in the back. But Jay Herbo doing so much work on this Ezreal.
Yo TP.
Pickle doing absolute...
Such a late teleport,
Oh my god.
I wonder why.
Yeah, a very late teleport, and
almost got out. Such a late teleport there. Able to clean it up, and that is that's scary. It was looking like such a great fight there from the Mountain folks, and Timmy proving that even though he was down in lane, he was still relevant.
Yeah, still able to hit his R button, do some damage. You know, click his abilities for his champion. So he did the thing in that fight, and
yeah, he was clicking. He was there. He was
fine. Killed Sasha with the ultimate there, and then had some nice zoning damage with the rest of his kit. Meanwhile, Dutch Clutch able to get a lot of nice stunts off, but unfortunately, the Ezreal and the Cassidy are just too slippery to be able to try to burn down, and they did so much work to this backline of Mountain Drake.
Yeah. Good news for Mountain though is that they did take the Infernal, so that delays the soul, if there will be a soul for Bramble. Because if Bramble gets the soul, this is gonna spell the end of the match if they do.
Absolutely. Yeah, and a crucial thing to point out here is Brambleback, looking at their team just on paper, is tanky. But then if you look at where their champions actually are in terms of itemization, they are not tanky. The Malphite is incredibly behind, sitting on a garage sale of armor items right now. The Sejuani doesn't have any resistances, aside from the boots, just has the straight HP. So the amount of damage Vigar can deal to the Sejuani is significant, as well as the Caitlyn.
Build. I don't know if that's normal Sedge or not. Maybe thinking you can't get bursted by the Vigar if you have health. I don't know.
Malphite ultimate going straight in. Knifeucat going to get deleted immediately. Dutch Clutch soon to follow, you have to think. Able to actually ghost out with the Udyr and just make
and yeah, I mean, like,
so
honestly,
fast.
those kind of situations, it's I hate to say it, but it's just kind of autopilot at that point. Knifeucat just stepping up a bit too far. You have to respect this Malphite. You have to respect him. You have to expect him to have ult if you're not sure.
100%, especially because it's on such a low cooldown right now, even lower due to the fact that they have that 10% increased cooldown reduction from the Cloud Dragon they picked up early on. It's looking like it's hard for Mountain to start fights here. They had the Leona ultimate go through, but you saw Ezreal just jump out, and whoever was in the center just gets black shielded.
Yeah,
so.
But we also know that the Mountain team is not really looking to take, standard 5v5s. They're looking for some imbalances. They're definitely going to lose 5v5s if they take those, and so I think they recognize that. Unfortunate that Knifeucat got caught out there, but they'll regroup.
Yeah, still sitting on 2 items on the Caitlyn. The scoreline not looking the best, but still able to keep up his farm to a decently serviceable level in this game. Having 2 items on Caitlyn is not where you want to be right now. You want to be about 2.5, but if you can get to that 3rd item and they can delay the game long enough, still sitting on about even gold, you can start dishing out some more damage in the mid to late game, mid-late game rather.
Meanwhile, young Pickle is at like level 14.8. He's very near 15.
He is huge. 3,000 gold lane for just himself in the mid lane.
Yeah,
but top
pretty
lane,
sure this wave will give him 15.
Oh yeah, top lane for Delta is up by about 4k. But we haven't seen that impact much in these fights.
We've not, but then again, right? Like we also they've put in work on the top side. But he's definitely Delta Centauri is definitely not big enough to win a 5v5 for Mountain at this point. I think they could have earlier, but they just gave away too much gold onto the Cassidy.
Yeah, it's just hard at this point. They definitely have to go for imbalanced fights, like you said. And this Ezreal just absolutely chunking right now.
Yeah, this Ezreal 616. Man's got a $700 bounty. And yeah, I mean, it looks like Mountain doesn't know what they want to do here. I mean, it's hard to do stuff, right? When Ezreal and Cass are so big, but it looks like they're just like running between waves farming, and that's not advantageous for them.
No,
They're
it's not what
seeing
you're
the
going to want
dragon
to
come
see.
up here, but Ezreal just poked out Naifu so hard, and even Dutch Clutch that
Have to recall.
yeah, Mountain's not gonna be able to do anything on this drag.
No.
It's not the end of the world because it's not the soul, since they were able to take Dragon 3, but the third dragon of the game, I mean, went over to Mountain. But this is very scary. Kassadin has teleport. You gotta expect him to split side lane here, while the other 4 on Bramble hug toward the Baron side.
Absolutely. They're going to be tough. Infernal Soul point now secured for Brambleback. The next dragon that spawns will give them that Infernal Soul and make their champions oh so scary here to deal with for Mountain Drake. We'll see if Mountain can pull anything out. Maybe look for some more Udyr Renekton synergy, catching people out in the side lanes. But so far it's looked like they're only sending Kassadin into the side lane now and grouping them out.
Yeah, and I think a lot of Mountain's troubles here is perpetuated by their vision. Like,
yeah.
You flip over to the blue cam, like, they can't see anything. All their vision's just, like, very, very shallow. And when you got stuff like Udyr, like, you need to be penetrating. It's very hard to do that blind.
Yeah, you're going to want to penetrate for sure. We see Sasha coming in here trying to penetrate on the Delta Centuria. Take a kill, gets the stun down, and a lot of damage traded back onto Sasha. Throws the ultimate out. Teleport's coming into the backside. Timmy teleports right into the middle of the team, though, and you're going to just end up falling before he's able to deal much damage. Wrong hood, Timmy. You can't wear those colors around here. He tries to go in. Delta Centuria going to end up going in as well and falling. A double kill to the support in Latin Buddha. But, a triple
Dutch
kill
Clutch
to the support.
is able to kill Quicksilver Sasha. Oh, almost kill Quicksilver Sasha.
Dutch Clutch kills him, but then we just see Jay Herbo just put it on a clinic on this Ezreal. Dutch Clutch running Sasha down there. Might be able to pick up a kill here. Has the smite.
Might be able to catch it, but I think Ez might clean this one up.
Oh, the
really
binding
nice
lands.
Latin Buddha. And that's going to be Baron.
Just a shutdown onto Dutch Clutch for Jay Herbo.
Yeah, if Dutch Clutch was able to take out Sasha, they don't get Baron, but Sasha hangs on by a sliver of her teeth.
Sliver of health for that Sejuani, doing a Mountain cosplay there, just barely living. And the bot lane for Brambleback actually getting all the kills in that fight. A triple kill on a Latin Buddha in the support, which is hilarious to see. And then a double kill for the Ezreal, finishing up that last kill on the Dutch Clutch. And straight into this Baron, just, I mean, this game's looking pretty tough for Mountain to come back in. The gold lead's not that big, but just the way the compositions work against each other, it's just, like Shu was saying in the champ select in the chat, it's just not much that Mountain has really given themselves the ability to do here.
And now the question is, does Bramble try and end here, or do they just try and poke him out and wait for the soul?
Well, if we know how Bramble plays, they try to play safe. They try to play the 100% correct method. So I will not really expect them to try to end here. I think they're going to wait for the Infernal Soul. Don't really see a world where they try to push for the win with that objective coming up in under 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think we got an aging Bramble squad here.
An aging Bramble squad.
Being a bit more patient. And Timmy, you good?
Timmy, you good? I think the answer to that is no. Is Timberland, you dead? Ends up falling. Is a couple levels down to Pickle Popper. Can't match him in that side lane. I'm not sure why you'd want to send the Vigard. I think you want to send the Udyr or the Renekton there to try to answer that Kassadin.
And yeah, you know how I think we said it was allegedly You're the Pickle. I'm starting to hear some YoTP chants going on.
I'm hearing them faintly in the background, and I'm moderately concerned because I didn't know that anybody that lived in my neighborhood followed directly. I'm not sure what to think about that, but we see Sasha diving in, an ultimate from Cop, not going to stun anybody. He's going to go in and get the Zenith Blade into the root on the Latin Buddha. We're going to have to immediately leave as the rest of the team is now here. Dutch Clutch falling. Pickle Popper in the middle of the entire team. Hits the Zania's Cop. No HP, does get taken out by Latin Buddha with that last binding, and then double kill for the Kassadin. And you know what? This might just be the win here for Brambleback.
The Bramble squad isn't aging.
I mean, when you get the game... When you get the game kind of handed to you under the tower like that, when the enemy team tries to engage onto you, you're not going to not end You're not gonna just recall and be like, wait,
I don't know,
we
man.
need the Infernal Soul.
That's what you think.
They take it, or do they just take the Nexus and recall? We'll see. As the team sits in the baby
I think
cage,
they might be trying to take Timmy's life first.
they might want to try to dive the Nexus. Who knows?
Yeah, they're okay.
I actually learned the other day. You can, and I don't know why I only learned this the other day, but you can actually teleport minions into the Nexus with Rise, and they target the minions before champions, so you can
That's
Nexus
sick.
dive. You can Nexus dive that way.
Nice.
So I
Good
didn't
to
know
know.
that, but yeah, apparently you didn't know that either. So I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
I'm
The
not the
more
only
I
one.
know. Well.
Yeah. So who you thinking for interviews here? Who you want to pull in? Who you want to talk to?
I think we gotta bring in at least Pickle. The man proved his worth. Although, wait, is Pickle casting the next game? Maybe we don't bring in Pickle.
Yeah. Who do we bring in?
Not Pickle. Let's get Sasha. I want to hear some Sasha. Are we doing one or two?
We can do. Let's do two. Let's do two of them.
All right, I picked one. I picked Sasha. Now your pick. Putting you on the spot.
J Herbo for sure.
J Herbo. And with that 2-0, I think Darth Ted might be pulling ahead of me in the stonk market.
Uh-oh. That's not what you want to see if you're a Valib stock fan.
Nope, but it's all right. We're playing the long con.
All right, let's get him in here.
We'll get him later.
Let's get him in here. Let's pull him in. We'll get the interviews going on.
Pull.
Got to scroll all the way down and find him here.
Greetings. Oh wait, I have to unmute Discord, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, we will mute Zoom.
What's up? What's up?
Oh,
What's going on? How's it going, guys?
I'm chilling, man. How are
welcome. Strong work out there on the Rift today.
Yeah.
you? Thank you.
Looking huge.
I get that a lot.
Huge and cute.
I also get that a lot.
What so things were looking pretty solid there. What were your guys' expectations going in, and did anything catch you by surprise?
You want to go?
Nah, you got it.
I don't know. We were planning on playing around bot side this series. We knew that we probably were stronger on that side of the map compared to the top matchup. Did end up playing around top lane a bit game one, just because in that matchup especially, I felt like I could get a lot of ganks off there.
Makes sense. Yeah, it definitely looked like it for the game one. You guys had a lot of success. It was kind of a snowbally game for that first one. Not really a lot to criticize there coming out from you guys. Looked clean overall. Were there any surprises in the draft for you game one as far as what they picked, or was it kind of stock standard what you expected?
I had a decent idea, because I tried to run through the pick ban like a week ahead of time, basically. Like, I just look at stuff, look at tape, see what they pick, kind of give us an idea. This is what looks good. And I was shocked there that they triple banned me game one. I was like, wait a minute, where's the fun champion? It's like
Tristana, send it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Yeah, it looked like kind of game one, early game, kind of like it got to 4-4 and then things stalled out a little bit. But that's also totally fine because you guys definitely scaled better. I thought it was really cool that you were able to keep Dutch Clutch down game one on the Fiora pick. Do you think that was
Delta?
Delta? Yeah.
Sorry, yes, Delta. My bad.
Okay.
Yes, Delta. Do you think that was more orchestrated by Nulark or by Jungle or what?
Well, Nulark said that the top lane matchup was a counter matchup in his favor. And all Fiora matchups kind of just depend on how the Fiora plays it and what she's able to riposte. And especially with a Hecarim jungle, it's really easy for me to bait out a riposte because I can come towards her with my E and then just walk away. So as soon as I saw that, I knew I should be able to play around that lane. And I mean, they let Nullark have his Shen, so I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, well, solid. Definitely saw some good teamwork up there. I was surprised that the Dragons lasted so long, or as long as they did both games.
Yeah,
Are you guys evolving from season 6 Bramble?
Well, we don't have Darth Ted shot calling everything towards the bot lane. So, we got a little bit of a different look this season.
You get to explore a little bit. We take those.
We take those, absolutely. So, moving on to the second game. Obviously, the first game was a pretty hard stomp in your favor. The second game, you guys were at a pretty large deficit for a large part of the early game. What were kind of your thoughts and feelings as your top lane was kind of getting abused by that Renekton Udyr combo? Were you just like, okay, we're chilling, we're scaling, we don't really worry about that?
I mean, yeah, we also had significant advantages mid and bot. So we were just kind of looking to play around those.
Yeah, I think Jay Herbo's trying to make me reconsider my Ezreal comments. Dude looked like a boss last week and this week.
Yeah, looking really strong on that Ezreal. Definitely a pick that takes a lot of talent to pull out, but I mean, you're making it look good.
Thank you. I've hit a couple keys.
We hit a couple. May have taken half health bars with them, but we hit a couple.
Honestly, Nullark 1v9 to the pressure game 2. Like, they really just... I thought that's how they were going to go game 1 as well, and, like, execute it basically like that. Like, the execution they had, like, it was really good. I mean, Nullark was a sponge, and he's got Mamba mental, but, I mean... when Udyr's breathing down your neck, like, at the other minute, he's like, hey, how's it going? You're not having a much of a fun time there, but we definitely kind of stymied the bleeding. After a while, we made the decisions that had to be made.
Dude, the Mamba mental. We love to see that. We love to feel that vibe.
Also, we had Cassidon, so it was just like eventually he'll hit level 16, right? And he hit level 17, so it was kind of we were past our goal. Like, when you have a fundraiser online when you're trying to like crowdsource your movie, like he hit like just like $1 above where we needed, so it was like.
But then the question is, did you extend the goal? Be like, oh, we hit our goal, so let's just make it even higher. Or are you satisfied with meeting the goal and you're like, all right, now we can play?
He took one of my kills, so I think he should have stayed level 16. I'm trying to get double-digit kills on the stage.
Yeah, a mere 9-1-10. Dude, not even 10 kills. Come on.
He was yelling at us at the end to not end it so he could 1v1 the Vigar.
Yeah.
I could see that.
And he kept running away from me, so I was just like, all right,
you guys push. I'm going to 1v1 this Vigar.
That's
you can feel the energy all the way from the casting booth.
Absolutely. Well, hats off to you guys. You played super well, getting the 2-0 today against Mountain Drake. Looking super sick. How are you feeling about your matchups coming up next week? Do you know who you're playing?
Don't we have a
Who are
bye
we
week?
playing?
Or your next matchup? Your next matchup, rather.
Oh. That's
Who
a good
did we play?
question.
It looks
We
like
play
it's
Sentinels.
yeah.
That's that's Zeem, right? Or is that
No,
that's Mouse Amazing. That's honestly for me, that's the matchup I really, really am interested in. Like, I'm kind of looking forward to it because, like,
will you meet your match?
Yeah, like high key, like I'm waiting for that one.
There can only be one Diamond ADC.
There can only be one.
Yeah. I tilted the plat for 0 LP, but yeah, it's something like that.
Let's do it. Well, congratulations again, guys, on your 2-0 today. Looking really good on the Rift. And to all the viewers tuned in right now, make sure you stay tuned. We got another match coming up here in about 15 minutes. And then another match again at 8. And then the last match will be streamed at 10. So we got a lot more action to come. And from me and Valib and everybody else on the production team, thanks for tuning in. And we'll catch you in a bit.
Mamba mental.
Mamba mental.
That's what I'm saying.